Oh, why, hello there. I noticed you had a little difficulty going to sleep. Allow me to correct this issue. My name is Angelica. Yes, Angelica. Now, allow me to ask you a couple of questions if you are comfortable with them. Excellent. So, first question. Do you happen to struggle with insomnia? A persistent inability to go to sleep. It usually takes people on average between 7 to 10 minutes to fall asleep, but oftentimes it might take even longer for those that are having some difficulty going to sleep, and if it is a persistent issue, you might end up having some headache, some stress, some muscle tension, and all around some grogginess throughout the day. Even when you do manage to go to sleep, it does feel like you didn't get a proper rest, and so you feel like you're still stressed and having a headache and all of that jazz throughout the day. Are these persistent symptoms that you seem to be going through? Interesting. Allow me to note that down. Insomnia? Yes. Now, tell me, are there any sort of blue lights or any sort of lights inside of your room, some fairy lights, some night lights? I often find that a lot of people who are scared of the dark will put on some night lights when they go to sleep, and although this is nice for a sense of comfort, it is also a little bit damaging in the sense that you're not fully allowing your body to completely rest its mind. Okay, interesting. Night light? Yes. Okay. Now, when you do go to sleep, do you tend to have dreams, no dreams, or do you tend to have bad dreams? Bad dreams being characterized as nightmares or stressful, panicky dreams. Interesting. Dreams? No. Okay. Now, my final question is, how old are you? Okay, age, infinite. Okay, interesting. So, now that I have all of these answers down on my chart, I'm going to erase them because they will be forever locked in my heart. Now, let us begin with the relaxation process. So, to begin, I'm going to be lighting up a candle, a lavender candle. It is going to be a Yankee Candle lavender candle. I was not aware of the fact that the Yankee candles can last 40 to 60 hours, meanwhile a normal candle only lasts maybe like a day. So, which is like a 2-hour use. So, I have been using Yankee candles, and I'm going to be using it to our benefit as well. So, let me light it up really quickly. What I do is I take the lighter, I light the string. As the string is lit up, I then use it to light the candle. And then I just wait for it to calm down. As such, you see the little tip is still burning. I'm going to put this candle to the side. That way it's still here for us to benefit from. And I'm going to be looking at this. And I'm going to be putting this lighter to the side. Now, I'm going to thus, afterwards, put a little bit of a blindfold over your eyes so that way you can properly rest. Now, I know that with a nightlight it does feel more comfortable, but because if you have a nightlight and it does make you feel more comfortable against monsters in the dark, you will thus be wearing a blindfold. That way you can have the nightlight so you do feel like you're not in complete darkness, but you can also have the blindfold to kind of shield out that light, and that way you can let your mind completely rest. So I'm going to put this blindfold on. You might be able to see through it, but it's going to kind of dim down the setting a little bit better so that way you can better sleep. Better sleep. Better sleep. Better sleep. Okay. Do you notice how it dimmed it down a little bit more? Excellent. So now that the setting's a little more dimmed down, you can still see me, I can still see you, but it's a little darker so that way your mind can take a fuller rest. Now I'm going to be taking some of this Burt's Bee body lotion, cocoa and capuchin butter, and I'm going to put some on my hands, and I'm going to just be massaging your arms up until your elbows, up to here. Just massaging your hands, massaging your wrists, massaging your forearms, massaging your elbows, and giving your arms a nice good pump for blood flow, for a sense of relaxation, a sense of comfort, especially for those that are touch deprived. This is going to be very beneficial. It gives you a sense of comfort, it gives you a sense of home, it gives you a sense of community, and it gives you a sense of feeling protected and secure. That way you can better rest, because when you rest, you want to feel protected and secure. So let me get a couple of pumps right here. And now I'm just going to be... Stretch out your hands for me quickly, please. Alright, slowly, at your leisure. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to be massaging your hands, and as I do so, please for me, if you trust me, if you have comfort with me, if you have a sense of, security with me, please just start taking some deep, deep breaths. Breathing in, and then taking a longer exhale than what you breathed in. Now once again, let's go through the entire process again. Take a deep breath in, and take a longer and deeper breath out. Excellent, excellent. You're doing such a great job. You've been doing such a great job. I'm going to go up to your elbows now. Now, take another deep breath in for me. And take a longer, longer, longer deep breath out. Now do me a favor. Really feel the mattress, the pillow touching you, the sheets. Really look, or rather feel, the mattress and the pillow touching you. I want you to really feel in presence with it. I want you to really melt into the mattress and the pillow. The outside world is not here. You are currently, right now, physically, mentally, emotionally, in bed, on your mattress, resting on your pillow, beneath your blanket. And if you need, sweetie, I'm going to put this blanket over your head. That way you get a sense of feeling like the world is much smaller. That you feel like you are, a little more cozy in the world. I'm going to put this blanket over your head. That way you feel like the world is a little smaller. It's a little smaller than it actually, as it actually is. I'm going to put this pillow right here, or this blanket right there. How do you feel? Does it feel like you are a little more protected, a little more in control of your surroundings? Just to have this sense of shelter over you. Okay, perfect. Now, I'm going to give you a choice between some RSO and some CBD. Now, the CBD has no THC effects to it. Your mind won't go off into some derealization or depersonalization effects. But if you are not acquainted with RSO, and if you have not tried RSO before, and if you have no issues when it comes to derealization or depersonalization, you will highly benefit from the relaxation and the relaxing properties of the RSO. However, if you just want the straight relaxing properties, although it might not knock you out the way the RSO will, this will definitely lull you into a gentle sleep, much like a lullaby. So, do you prefer the one that knocks you out completely, but might make you a little more groggy? Or do you want the one that kind of lulls you a little more gently, but doesn't knock you out as hard as the RSO does? The CBD? Good choice, good choice. I would also choose the same. Allow me to remove the tincture. Now, sweetie, do me a favor. Open your mouth, lift up your tongue, and I'm going to squeeze in a couple of drops onto the bottom of your tongue. That way it directly hits you. Okay. I'm going to squeeze it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay. Excellent. I want you to really zoom on into yourself. And as you do that, I'm going to give you a very gentle oracle reading. I'm only going to focus on the positive aspects that I see from you. That way you rest up gently knowing that there is nothing to fear and that you are comfortable and that you are at ease in life to allow your mind to decongest. Okay. I'm going to choose a spread of 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see which ones are the ones that we've collected. Oh, I see. I love this. The first one that popped up was the light and darkness. Now, you are currently within a difficult situation. However, within this difficult situation, whether it be in the mind or whether it be in your surroundings, the cards might tell me afterwards, recognize that you are in this shelter of yours, within the blankets, under the blankets, in your bed, cozy, tucked away, and safe. This is your light in the darkness, your little safe space, your little safety, the light within the darkness. And in the same way that you're taking comfort in your own solitude, finding a lot of good, rich comfort in your solitude, fully examine, meditate, and realize that within your own company, within your own comfort, you feel calm and at ease. You feel like you are currently safe, for it is the outside world that is the darkness, and you are the light. We have Heart's Home. Interesting. Heart's Home. I see that your heart is capable of being very much like a tree, where your heart has such strong roots. It is able to grow, it is able to branch out, and it is able to give life. It is able to nourish life, and it is able to change throughout the seasons. Likewise, your heart is able to nourish others, give life to others, give happiness to others, even if you yourself might be lacking in nourishment, even if you yourself might be lacking in life. You are capable of giving that to others, which means that you are full of life. You are full of happiness. You are full of nourishment. You are just currently not giving it to yourself and giving it all to others. So, I highly encourage you to take all of the things that you've been giving others, give them to yourself first, and then give them to others. And like a tree weathering throughout the seasons, you yourself will go through several changes throughout your life. You will weather, you will wisen, you will old, you will age during difficult times, during times where it's very cold and lifeless, and you will flourish and bloom during times of happiness and prosperity. But regardless of whatever state you are in, you are still a strong tree surviving the changes. Integration. Going off of the Heart's Home, you are someone who integrates all of your life lessons. You are someone who integrates all of your life lessons, all of the wisdom, all of the pain, all of the things that you've accrued. And like a spider web, you create a beautiful mosaic, a beautiful artwork of your own memories, of your own experiences, and how it's made you into a home, made you into who you are, and you turn it into artwork, making all of this pain into beauty, making all of this pain into pleasure, making all of this pain into a beautiful Your current project is to figure out what needs mending. Now, what is it inside of you that needs to be healed? You might not be aware of it, you might not know it, but recognize how your entire self is a linear path. It's a linear path. And there might be little side streets, much like in Harvest Moon or Animal Crossing, where there's a main road, but then there's tiny little roads that lead to little houses. These tiny little roads will find little knickknacks and little quests for you to figure out yourself. But there is always just that main road where you are going on a quest to find yourself and to find out who you were before other people came in and distorted the path. You are your own adventurer. You are your own explorer. You are your own traveler. Just figure out what needs mending in this quest of yours and give yourself some self-compassion. Or if you might mistake, if you might trip, if you might stumble, if you might go down the wrong path, if you might end up making the same mistake, you assess it, not without any judgment, and you make note of it, and you move on with your day, because you are an adventurer. And finally, remembrance, the rosemary.